This is Yerushalmi Peah Daf Mem Hey. In the article, we got the 4 lines to the bottom of the Oswald article edition. We got the 4 lines to the bottom of the Amud, it's Daf Chavav Amar in the Vilna. But I want to go back a bit in order to be able to get a flying start of what we need to do for today. So we're going to go back to Rabbi Avo, which is 4 lines to the top. Rabbi Shimon Lakish. We also the name Rabbi Shimon Lakish. The Rabbi Yossi, our Tanakh of our Mishnah, who said that an Oni doesn't have to make a kinyan in the stalk of leket in order to switch it for a stalk from which mice is taken. So, holds like Rabbi Yossi in Mechoros, as we shall see. It's Nian Tamon. We learned over there in the second paragraph of Mechoros. You have a sheep which didn't yet have a bechor, and it gave birth to two males. We don't know which belongs to which is the bechor and which is not the bechor. So Chachamim say you give one to him. He keeps one and gives one to the Kohen, and he has to give matanos because one of these sheep is chayav matanos. Rabbi Yossi exempts you give matanos, and in any event, the one which remains that had to be swell has to go graze until it gets a mum, and then you can eat with its mum. So Rabbi Yossi says that which belongs to Israel, which just says exempt Mizrael Chaim Kiva, like a bechor, like a din bechor ba'mum, and the reason is because there's an exchange in the hands of the Kohen, right? Khalifa be a Kohen. If it's a so if it's a bechor, if the animal that the Yisrael is holding on is the bechor, so there's a bechor, so the Kohen sold it to him to Yisrael. So therefore, he can't get the matanos back because he sold the entire bechor, lock, stock, and barrel, to the Yisrael. Not really, but to the Khalifin he sold it. And if you're going to say that no, the Kohen never got the bechor, and so therefore, nevertheless, we have the principle of also she'ena zoche kazoche, and even though he didn't actually get the bechor, that the Yisrael has been holding on to the bechor. Nevertheless, it's as if it came to the hands of the Kohen and he sold to the Jew, to Yisrael. So no matter what, if the Yisrael has the bechor, so it's part of Matanos. If the Kohen has the bechor, so he has the bechor, and the Yisrael should be chayav Matanos. Yes, but it's as if he was mizaka the bechor to the Kohen because he has to, because otherwise he can't keep it. So therefore, the fact that when he keeps it, the Khalifin are in the hands of the Kohen. The Kohen is only supposed to get one set of matanos from these two animals. So the Kohen doesn't get matanos; he has the whole animal, but he sold the whole animal to the Yisrael because he has the Khalifin. So therefore, it's Asher Shein Zoche, even though the Bechor was the Bechor always remained in the hands of the Yisrael. It's as if it came to the Kohen, and the Kohen gave it back, and therefore the Yisrael is parted from matanos. Okay, so the so this is like a Tanakh Rami shows that the Ani can exchange the shibolos of leket, even though it never came into his hands, for the shibolos of Baal Bais. As if it came into his hands. Now, the Gemara goes on and says, as long as the Kohen had the other animal in his hand, even if he didn't actually have it, then the Yisrael is exempt from matanos. Rabbi says he has to give matanos. Rabbi Bar said, Rabbi Yossi, circle is close to the Kohen. Rabbi Yossi had to be mazakir to the Kohen. So the Rabbi Bar holds that Rabbi Yossi exempts from matanos only if the animal in the hands of Yisrael was actually in the hands of the Kohen mamish, and then Yisrael acquired it back when they did the switch. So then he doesn't hold also Sheina Zoicha Kuzoicha. So now, Rabbi Yossi told us Hadad Rabbi Ba Plika the Reish Lakish. That which Rabbi Ba says argues on Reish Lakish. So what did Rabbi Ba say? We learned Elamazaka es Ani B'Chol Hagadish. The Rabbi Lez said in the Mishnah, how can Ani exchange something which never came into his hands? He has to use the entire Gadish, and then he's back the Ani in one entire Gadish, and then he mices one stalk, and he gives it to him. So the Rabbi said about this Amray Ba Diva Rabbi Yossi Tzarich Lizakos Lakoin. The So from our Mishnah it seems, okay, and according for that the Rabbi Lezer holds our Mishnah that you have to exchange the entire Gadish. So it sounds like Tanakama that he doesn't have to be Mizaka the Leket Tzedoni Mamish, because he's just giving one Shabbos, which is not necessarily that of Leket. He's not being Mizaka to him. And Rabbi Ba says that so according to Rabbi Yossi, he would have to be Mizaka, right? This is the Rabbi Ba said the Diva Rabbi Yossi tzarich l'skos l'koin, right? So like we just said, Rabbi Ba Diva Rabbi Yossi tzarich l'skos l'koin. Have a lace he the Rabbi Yossi. So it comes out of Tanakama of our Mishnah. Can't be Rabbi Yossi, because the Tanakama of our Mishnah says you don't have to be Mizaka. It's not like Rabbi Ba explained name Rabbi Yossi. So it must be the Tanakama. It must be that our Mishnah, according to our Mishnah, Rabbi Elazar can hold Rabbi Yossi, because you're Mizaka the Gadish, but not Tanakama. Okay, it says Amrei Mana said Kol Garma Amradi Rabbi Yossi. No, that even according to Rabbi Ba, our Tanakama is going to Rabbi Yossi and not like Rabbi Eliezer. How so? The Tanakama Savar Meimar. I'm reading out of Kavanoki, so it's perhaps a little bit different than you have in your Gemara in front of you. The Tanakama Savar. The Tanakama Savar Meimar Eino Mizaka Esoni B'Chok Gadish El Shmos Achas. Of course, you have to Mizaka him something. You have to Mizaka him in the entire Gadish. You have to Mizaka him in one Shiboles. So according to Tanakama, you only Mizaka him one Shiboles, and then the Baal Sadeh evidently is Zoich one Shiboles, and then he's Mizaka Tzioni, and then he switches it. So that it still is being Mizaka, right? But just one. The Tana Basra, the second Tana, which is Rabbi Lezer, so Meimar Mizaka Soni B'Chol Gadish Kula. You have to give it only or schools the entire pile. It's just a Zoich Mataram Sahachzir. But he has to be Zoich the entire pile in order that it should be the proper Chalifin. So Tanakama Savar. Actually, the Gemara is going to ask a question. If according to everybody, it's best that it only makes a kinin in the Shmos Leket or in the Gadish, why does the Tanakama argue? He should say Rabbi Elazar should be on the entire Gadish. Rav Chanamil said to make sure that he gets the entire he gets the Shmos Leket at least somehow, and then he gives back the rest, right? So that's an implied question. Tanakama Savar Meimar Reika Mazakli Min Ismail Venus Lischia. So to that implicit question, it's not explicit in the Gemara. That question, the Gemara is explaining that according to Tanakama, it's a sham. Tanakama is since it's Schia Samanas LaHachzir, it never really gets on his hands, and it goes back to the Bailam, and it's just like it would be just a joke. It's not called Shus Schia, and therefore there's no reason that the Oni should be Zoiche in the entire Gadish in order to give it back. Okay, Rabbi Avo b'Shem Rabbi Yochanan. Sorry, I skipped. Tanakamaya Sover Meimar Mazakami Smolo Bein Schia. Tanakaya Sover Meimar Aina Mazakami. So it's not like going from right to left hand. It was Schia, and it is a valid Schia. Okay, so there's more of a tiny Rabbi Avo b'Shem Rabbi Yochanan, the Kamragi takes up a tani, that Mechafa Shitas Rabbi Lezer. That seems to contradict himself. He changes the Shitas. Talmud Omer, previously in Perek Daled Mishnah Tes, he said, Talmud Zachalo. He says that the Baal Bayis, who Mizaka the Peah to a specific Ani, he's Mizaka on the Ani is Koinet. V'ka hu Amarachein. But here it's saying that he has to Mizaka the Ani entire Gadish. Why does he have to do it? He should be Mizaka the Mujim when she boilers, wherever it is, and then give the Khalifin. What's the point of requiring the entire Gadish over here? So she Tasne Shivon. So Echanami. Rabbi Elazar holds that we saw, I think, in the Pnei Moshe in the mission, he said this. That Echanami, you only be Mazakim one Shiboilus. But he was Shita something, he's going to Shita, going to Rabban Shita. Damai Der Khalifin, who said that they hold that the bias can't be zoiche for an ani. Can't be mazaka. Can't do skin the lack of an ani. So according to them, it has to be through Khalifin, right? So, but so ani is machlif. He exchanges the shipos aleka, which should have come to him, for the shipoles, which is meiser, which he's actually getting. But according to this, the ani has to be zoich himself in that shipoles, which is appropriate for him. But according to Rabbi Elazar, so therefore, he says, "Heichani machli davar shelo b'rishuso." How can he be exchange something which never came into his rishus? Right. So the he can't. So therefore, the only choice is mazakin b'chol ani gadish. So according to Rabbi Elazar, talking being mazakim the one shibolas, and it works. But according to Chachamim, you can't really. It doesn't really work that way. You have to be quite at yourself, and then be makna to the ani and do mataram naslachsir, which sounds like a manav shachas. How can we still can't be mizaka the shibos of leket to the ani because it's not yours to be mizaka it's him. But somehow or another, I guess this symbolic kinyan is sufficient for Rabbanan to be able to resolve the problem. Okay, it's still not clear how, but that's what it seems to be the case. So the Kamanaki in the Oris in the back of his Sefer Takas asked the question: how does even going to Rabbanan's Gadish? So how does the Shbos Lekha come to the Shazani? It's not just about Sada to be koine today to be maknated. So he wants to say that it means that after the Kinyan, the Ani can take the entire Gadish, no matter what, right? Including Shbos Lekha, Mimanav Shach. Either it was his or now belongs to him. Suppose before the Kinyan he couldn't take it because he didn't know where it was. Okay. Then he asked a separate question, which is related. How is the Ani get back the entire Gadish which he received? He doesn't know what he's supposed to get back. What are they supposed to retain, right? So the same, but the Hachzir was to give back the same number of stalks which he received. And then we gives back the Gadish, except for one sheep. He gives back the Gadish except for one shiboles, and that doesn't matter which one because the number is the same. We don't care if that's exact same one as long as the number is the same. Then he asks, how can the Ani be? Why can't the Ani just be calling the shiboles wherever it is? Why is it calling the entire Gadish? So he says the Ani can't acquire it, can't make the Kinyan. It can't be Magbiyat itself by itself because it doesn't recognize which one it is. To be acquired to lift up the entire Gadish with all its sheaves, then maybe he'll pick up which will include acquiring the Leked one. It's not worth it for him. So and to give him the so therefore the best eitzah is to be makna him the land where the Gadish is. So his chutzner should be credit for him. So that's the easiest way it can work and be effective. Okay, it's a little bit difficult in final analysis, but it would be much easier to say, like I said before, that's at least if you can't. Anytime we can't make something work out the right way, it's a principle in Shas, which is eluding me exactly how it's phrased. But anyway, we try to make something work out the right way. We make it work out as close as possible. Something to that effect. Okay. Says glorify right. We just did that. Sorry. Okay, we're up to the Mishnah. Yeah, we're up to the Mishnah. So this Mishnah is on Mem Vav and Aleph, and therefore we have finished Mem Hey plus